Every single morning, life gives you a quiet invitation, an invitation to rewrite your story before the world even wakes up. Most people never open that invitation. They roll out of bed, grab their phone, drown in distractions, and start their day reacting instead of rising. And then they wonder why their life feels stuck, heavy, and out of control. But there is another path, a path only the few choose, a path that requires 1 hour, just 1 hour where you stop surviving and start leading your life. Listen to me, if you give yourself one intentional hour every morning, you will shock yourself at how fast your life begins to change. Why? Because the morning is where clarity is born. The morning is where discipline is sharpened. The morning is where the future version of you is built. Think about it. Every major breakthrough you want, more income, better health, stronger faith, deeper confidence, starts with who you are becoming, and that becoming begins the moment you wake up. That first hour is your sacred space. No noise, no excuses, no opinions, just you, your vision, and the actions that move you forward. Most people don't lose because they're weak. They lose because they keep giving the first hour of their day to the world instead of themselves. They give it to stress, to social media, to urgency, to everybody else's priorities. But champions give the first hour to growth, to prayer, to learning, to planning, to becoming unstoppable. Your life will not transform by accident. It transforms when you reclaim the most powerful hour of your day and you use it to design the person you want to be. 1 hour of discipline in the morning produces 23 hours of confidence for the rest of the day. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're tired of repeating the same year over and over, if you're ready to break patterns, step into purpose, and rewrite your reality, then don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for someone to rescue you. Start with 1 hour every morning, just one. Because the day you take control of your morning is the day you take control of your life. And if you stay with me today, I will show you exactly how that 1 hour can change everything for you. Mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally. Your new life starts before sunrise. Every morning, the very first battle you face is not with the world, not with your responsibilities, not with your circumstances. It's with your own mind. Before the world starts pulling you in 1,000 directions, you must decide who is in charge. If you don't command your mind, the world will command it for you. And the world doesn't care about your purpose, your mission, or your calling. It only cares that you stay distracted, reactive, overwhelmed, and busy. When you wake up, your thoughts are wide open, unguarded, impressionable. That's the moment when you either plant the seeds of power or allow the weeds of worry to grow. That's why the first hour of your day cannot belong to stress, notifications, or the noise of other people's priorities. It must belong to you. It must belong to your intention. It must belong to the highest version of yourself. You start by becoming still, by breathing, by grounding yourself, by telling your mind where it's allowed to go and where it's not. Because an undisciplined mind will wander toward fear, doubt, and limitations. But a directed mind, a commanded mind, will move toward purpose, solutions, and breakthroughs. When you take control of your inner world, the outer world begins to obey you. This is not about motivation, it's about mastery. When you master your thoughts in the morning, you shape the trajectory of your entire day. You become sharper, clearer, more intentional. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop surviving and start leading. And that single decision, commanding your mind before the world gets a chance, becomes the foundation of a transformed life. Most people wake up and drift through their day like passengers, not realizing they were supposed to be the driver. They let the hours take them wherever they want and then wonder why they keep ending up in the same place. But when you plan your day with intention, you take back the steering wheel of your life. You stop leaving your success to chance. You stop waiting to see what happens. And you start deciding what will happen. Your future is not built in a single moment of inspiration. It is built in the small, consistent decisions you make every day. And the most powerful decisions are made before the day even begins. When you sit down each morning and write down what must be done, what must be avoided, and what must be prioritized, you're not just organizing your schedule, you're designing your destiny. You are choosing who you are going to become. A planned day is a focused day. A focused day is a productive day. And a productive day repeated again and again becomes a transformed life. When you plan your day, you create a blueprint for your future. You tell your time where to go instead of wondering where it went. You make room for what matters and eliminate what doesn't. You stop reacting to life's urgencies and start responding to your own purpose. This is not about writing a to-do list. It's about aligning your actions with your calling. It's about making decisions today that your future self will be grateful for. Because every day you plan with clarity moves you a step closer to the life you envision. And every day you ignore that responsibility pushes it further away. Your future truly does depend on what you decide to do today. And the morning hour is your greatest opportunity to make those decisions count. Before you chase the goals, the money, the recognition, or the success, you must first strengthen the vessel that will carry all of it, your spirit. Ambition without alignment becomes anxiety. Hustle without grounding becomes exhaustion. And a busy life without a centered spirit becomes a broken life, no matter how shiny the achievements look on the outside. That's why the first hour of your morning should not be about running after the world, but about returning to yourself. When you feed your spirit, you remind yourself of who you are and why you're here. You reconnect with your values, your purpose, your identity. You quiet the noise long enough to hear your own voice again. Because if you don't fill yourself with strength, the world will fill you with stress. If you don't pour truth into your heart, the world will pour doubt into your mind. And if you don't choose your inner state, the day will choose it for you. Take time to pray, reflect, meditate, read something that elevates you, or simply sit in silence and breathe. This is not wasted time. This is preparation. This is the sharpening of your inner sword before you go out to fight the battles of the day. A strong spirit can carry a heavy load. A weak spirit collapses under even small pressure. When you prioritize your inner life, your outer life begins to expand. You make better decisions. You carry yourself with confidence. You respond instead of react. You see possibilities where others only see problems. You walk into the day with a sense of authority and peace that cannot be shaken because it wasn't built by circumstances. It was built by intention. The first hour of your morning is the most valuable real estate in your entire day, yet most people give it away to distractions before they've even taken their first full breath. They wake up, grab the phone, and immediately step into a world of noise, opinions, comparison, and chaos. Before their feet touch the ground, their mind is already cluttered, their focus is already scattered, and their energy is already drained. That's not a morning routine. That's a morning sabotage. If you want your life to transform, you must treat the first hour of your day like sacred ground. This is your time to build, not to browse. This is your time to create, not consume. This is your time to invest in your future self, not get lost in someone else's life. Use that hour to write, to plan, to study, to journal, to work on your craft, to develop a skill, to take a step toward the vision you say you want. Even 1 hour of intentional action before the world wakes up can separate you from 99% of people who start their day in distraction, because creation multiplies your life. Consumption drains it. When you build in the first hour, you start your day with momentum. You start with clarity. You start with purpose. You show your mind that you are in control and that progress is not something you wait for. It's something you create. You stop letting your phone set the tone for your day and you start setting the tone for your future. That single hour becomes a seed. And like any seed, if you plant it daily, it turns into a harvest. Not overnight, but absolutely over time. The more you create in the morning, the more your life begins to reflect the person you're becoming. Someone disciplined, focused, intentional, and unstoppable. Your body is the ignition switch for your entire day. When you move it, you wake up your energy, you sharpen your mind, and you unlock a level of focus that simply doesn't exist. When you roll out of bed and drag yourself into the world half awake, most people underestimate how deeply their physical state controls their mental state. They think motivation comes from thinking, but the truth is motivation often comes from movement. When your blood flows, your brain fires. When your muscles engage, your confidence rises. When your posture opens, your spirit lifts. You don't need a full workout, a gym membership, or some fancy routine. You just need to move, stretch, walk, breathe deeply, do a few push-ups, jump rope, anything that signals to your body that it's time to come alive. Because when your body wakes up, your potential wakes up with it. You shift from sluggish to alert, from reactive to proactive, from surviving to create. Movement is momentum. And that momentum carries into your decisions, your work, your emotions, and your mindset throughout the entire day. A body in motion is a life in motion. When you move with purpose in the morning, you set a tone of strength and capability. You remind yourself that you are not fragile, not stuck, not limited. You are powerful, adaptable, and built for growth. Every successful person understands this truth. Your body is your first tool for transformation. If you treat it like an afterthought, your energy and discipline will reflect that neglect. But when you use the first hour of your day to activate your body, you are activating your best self. You walk into the day charged, focused, and ready to take on challenges with a level of clarity and confidence that only physical movement can create. Your goals are like a compass pointing you toward the life you say you want, but a compass only works if you actually look at it. Most people set goals once, write them down, and then let life's distractions pull them in 100 different directions. They work hard, but not necessarily in the direction of their dreams. That's why reviewing your goals every morning is not optional, it's essential. Without this daily check-in, your actions drift, your priorities scatter, and your potential is wasted. When you spend the first hour of your day reviewing your goals, you're reminding yourself of what matters most. You're asking, does what I am about to do today serve this vision, or does it serve something else? This simple practice creates clarity, focus, and alignment. It allows you to make conscious choices instead of unconscious reactions. Every decision becomes a building block rather than a detour. Daily review also keeps your mind sharp, your motivation high, and your purpose clear. You start to notice patterns in your behavior, what moves you closer to your dreams and what pulls you away. You catch yourself before wasting energy on things that don't matter. You adjust, recalibrate, and commit again. The power of this practice is compounded over time. One day of clarity may not feel like much, but 30 days, 90 days, a year of daily alignment will transform your trajectory. Your actions become intentional, your progress measurable, and your results unstoppable. When you review your goals every morning, you are not just planning your day, you are commanding your life. You are ensuring that every step, every choice, and every hour is leading you closer to the person you were meant to become. If you commit just 1 hour every morning to yourself, to your mind, your body, your spirit, your focus, and your goals, you are doing more than creating a routine. You're creating a life. That single hour becomes the spark that ignites momentum, clarity, and purpose. It separates those who drift through life from those who intentionally shape it. The world will always try to pull you in 100 directions, to distract you, to overwhelm you, to convince you that now isn't the time. But when you take command of that first hour, you declare that your life is yours to design. Your dreams are worth pursuing, and your potential will no longer wait. Every success, every breakthrough, every transformation begins with the decision to show up for yourself consistently. Do this every morning and watch as your life doesn't just change, it transforms. Your future starts with what you choose to do today.